Hello everybody, welcome back to Art Club. Today we're going to be doing something very fun and quite simple, but I think you're going to enjoy it. Well, I certainly enjoyed it when I was having a little practice run. We are on H for Heroes, and it's going to be a little spin on superheroes, which are some of my favourite things. I absolutely love them, but we're going to do them in a very colourful and cartoony way. If you're ready, let's get drawing. Let's get started. We'll do the letter H, and because we're doing it for heroes, I want to make it quite grand. So we're going to give it a little point, like so. And we're going to give it a backdrop as well, similar to that of Superman's. There we go. H for heroes. So this exercise, we're going to go back to drawing, and it feels really good to be doing some live drawing as opposed to pre-doing the work. So when I had to play around with this, I thought, superheroes are my favourite thing, and I've got a little Superman here. I have loads of figures like this in my home, and superheroes are done in many different ways. I wanted to make it easy for you, so I thought we would do something quite comical and quite unique. So in order to do this, it's based on a triangle, but a triangle with a flat bottom. So I'll do my first one. Let's do one in the center first. So we do a line and a line. And this one here might take a bit of rubbing out as well. Do a line on the top. I'll come down a little bit lower, and then a line on the bottom. It doesn't matter if they're perfect at all. This is our base and our body, and you're probably looking at that and thinking, how on earth can this become a superhero? And we'll base the first one on Superman as well. So here's what we're going to do. We give Superman his feet. We give Superman his belt, like so. And we put the little circle here, and we give him some straps for his belt. We give Superman his boots. Halfway along. And we give him his red underwear all the way along. Then we give Superman his body. And put a little curve. And we need to give him his logo. Nice and big. I can never ever remember, and I should be able to, how to do Superman's S. Let's see if I can. There's a little point here, and then there's the S here, and here, and then it goes up. And we've got the curve here where it meets here. Not too bad, Dean. And then the same for the bottom. We do this little point here, and that connects up to there, and then we have a little yellow point here, so that will do. And then we have the face area, which is the biggest part. So we will give him a little bit of a trim, or this could be where his cape goes to. I'm going to give him a nice square chin. He's going to have a smile.
because everything is quite square, we will give them square eyes. And Superman always has, or used to have, a little curl on his head, so we'll put a few lumps in, or curves I should say, where his hair is going to be. We'll stylise Superman's hair, give him a little ear. So, and then we need to draw his arms outside of the little triangle. We'll do him in his classic pose, his little flying pose. So we want a little chunky arm, muscular arm. And his little flying hand. 4 fingers, proper cartoony. Like so. And then lastly we give him his little cape. Like so. We'll put his eyes in. Our famous little circle. And then we have our first hero. So we can take this further, give Superman some friends and even some villains if you want to. So I think once you've got this little template down of doing the triangular shape, you can pretty much turn it into any character you wish. So I have some favourites, so let's not do Superman on his own. Let's try and do another one. Same kind of shape. So remember we do the triangle shape. And this one here, slightly different looking shoes. And we'll go, I'm going to start with the belt first. See if you can guess who this one is. This is my favourite of all the superheroes. We've got boots, and we're going to put a little star here, a little star here, and a little star here. A little triangle here for the boots, and that goes down here and down here. And then here we do the chest shape, and that has a shape like this, which gives it away, and a little one, a little line, and another one, which makes the 2 W's, which stands for Wonder Woman. And this one here needs, I'm going to put the ears on first. And Wonder Woman has little earrings. And Wonder Woman also has a tiara. So let's put that on here. And the tiara has a star. And again, we will put a little curl here. Wonder Woman has nice long hair. Let's just put that in to start off with. Leave it because I need to do the arms as well. Let's do the arms as we speak. So the arm will be about here. Now then, Wonder Woman can deflect bullets. So we give her her armbands on, and one there like so, and then the other one here. I have to look at my hand to see which way the thumb would go. She was doing that, so the thumb's on the outside. She's deflecting the bullets. And also, let's not forget her rather cool magic lasso. Now we can put in the hair. We'll finish off the hair. And let's give her face, cute little nose, and rather large, quite beautiful eyes for Wonder Woman. Do the lashes, and then we do this line here, and then we will bring that round. A few more lashes underneath. And the circle. So we have Superman, we have Wonder Woman. Now let's just change it up a little bit. You can add as many different heroes as you want and do them behind and fill them in. But for this purpose, I will try and draw them in a straight line so that you can see them. And I guess what we should do here is include Batman, but I think it might be nice just to mix them up a little bit and just do Spider-Man, just to be completely different. And they've never ever appeared in a film together, but let's have a go. So I adore Spider-Man. I think he's really good. He's great in the films. So I'm not going to do him quite as chunky because he's a little bit younger. So Spider-Man will go, start off the same kind of shape, but we will do him just a little bit leaner. The line across, and then again the little feet. Spider-Man's trickier to do because of his costume, because he's got no human face, it's hidden under a mask. But Spider-Man does have his belt, his utility belt, and he does have boots. I will include his utility belt. Now his utility belt connects up to his body and ultimately his mask. And I used to watch these when I was little, so I feel as though I know the designs for each one of these without having to reference them too much. We need Spider-Man's trademark massive eyes. Square them off a little bit. And do the inside. And we need his little spider symbol. We'll leave the legs off and draw the legs on later, just so that I have them marked out. And Spider-Man's arms. Now I'm going to give him his classic web spinning pose. We'll have one here and one at the top. Nice chunky muscly arms. So Spider-Man, from what I remember, he has one finger out, one finger in, we leave a gap, one finger in, one finger out, and that's our web slinging pose. So it might be easier for you to see here. We have that finger out, this finger in, a bit of a gap, finger down, that finger out, and there we go. And then Spider-Man's costume continues like so. And I think that's Spider-Man done. So let's have a go at getting some of these outlined and coloured in. So you can just see how fun they are. So let's start off with Superman, because that's who we did first. So when you're doing your outlines, this is your chance to actually have a look at your drawing again and correct any parts you're not happy with. He's looking okay. I will give him a little sideburn bit here. And then the ear. And the costume. So we have this little line here, which we can almost use to connect the cape. His arm, little muscly arm, and another little muscly arm. And his little hand, 1, 2, 3. And the same here, because he's getting ready to fly. And his little fingers, and then the body. The body, redoing the belt. And we leave a little space for the red underwear. And then we do the boots. Line, and then boots. We have 2 little straps here on the belt. I'm going to switch over pens to do this logo. Or can I do maybe do the outside using this pen and then switch it over to do the smaller parts on the inside. We have his cape. And then we can do his features. So we have the eyes, the little nose, and then the mouth, and he's got a nice big smile. And then we have the jaw. Let's fill in his mouth, black. Fill in the eyes with a little dot, black. And let me just switch over quickly with my finer black pen, just to do the inside of the Superman symbol. So you can always go online to reference the superhero badges, for want of a better word, because each one has its own little badge. So you know who they are. Spider-Man has his spider, Superman has his S, Batman has his bat, Wonder Woman has her 2 W's. So let's go on to Wonder Woman. We will start with her ears and the earrings, her arm, and bracelets, and then her little hand. And I will do the rest of her costume, her belt, her ear on this side, her bracelet again, and her hand. Let's finish off the body part. That's the line there. And then we do her skirt, her leg and her boots. I'm going to have to switch over again to my fine pen so that I can do some of the detail here. So we have these little stars on each part of her skirts. Then we have the boots with the seam and the seam on the boot for boot number 2. Nice and carefully does it. Let's do the W while we're here. 1 separated by just a regular line, and then the second W, and they sit on top of each other. Give that round and a little point here. Let's switch over. I'll keep that pen handy because I have a funny feeling I'm going to need it. We'll do the tiara or the headband. And we have a star here, and I might be able just to do that with this pen if I use the point. Arm. Let's do this little tiny bit of hair that pokes through there. I'll do another little bit of hair there. And then we'll do the rest of the hair. Goes on the Superman's arm. And around here. Let's do the hair this side. This is a really fun and simple way of doing some cartoon characters and giving them your own little twist. So whoever your favourite is, do the lasso, you can bring them to life. So if you're a big fan of Iron Man, he's very popular, then certainly you could do exactly the same style, just with your triangle. Look at how his armour is, and then turn him into one of these versions, which are really simple. Same as if you like Wolverine, you could do exactly the same. When I practiced doing these, because I do like to practice before I unleash my sketches onto camera, I did have a play and I did one of the Incredible Hulk, and all I had to do when I was doing the Hulk was just to make the triangle shape bigger, much bigger, but I still did the same sort of character, and it was really fun. I was torn about doing him or Spider-Man, but I thought Spider-Man would be more fun for you to see because he has his armor, his webbing, which is a really good one to do. So at the moment, Spider-Man looks really simple, and he almost looks as though he's missing something. So let's get him drawn in. I will start with his head first, and then the body and the feet. Finish that off on this side here. So then we have his boots, which go here, and his boots will be there. Top part of his costume, and I believe it's this sort of shape here. And one of the things I do love about superheroes, it is their costumes, and more than that, it's the colour of the costumes. They're usually very bright primary colours, So if you look at Superman, for example, his costume is red and blue. Wonder Woman's is pretty much the same. And Spider-Man's red and blue. So there's really not a lot of difference in terms of the colours between them. Wonder Woman has a little flash of gold and silver in hers and white for the stars, and Superman has a little bit of yellow. But if you think about it, it is just yellow, blue and red. And Iron Man would be the different character because his is red and yellow, but they're simple block colours, which makes it fun to do and easy to fill in. So there's our Spider-Man shape. Ooh, almost missed out one of the eyes. So I'm going to fill in the eye because his eyes are black. I'm going to fill that shape in, nice and solid. Now I am really tempted to do these in felt tip pen just because they are bolder characters. In fact, I may give it a go. I just hope my pens they have enough ink. I think with this particular design, we could do. Again, if you've got pencil crayons at home, by all means use them. And I may even sneak a little bit of pencil crayon in as well as this little spider here. But again, I'm not putting the spider's legs in. That all comes afterwards. So let's start with Superman. Let's give him his blue parts first. So I am going to use a felt tip pen. Let's do this. I'm just going to do little strokes down. Not a lot of pressure. By doing this, almost like line by line by line, as opposed to scribbling, you don't get any of those strokes. I may have to get strokes when it comes to doing the body. So let's go down. So I'm trying to use the side of the brush, not always easy. This is the neatest way of doing it, so you get a solid colour. I don't know about you, but sometimes, depending on the felt tip pens that you're using, they can leave lines. But I'm not too fussed if they do, because we are recreating costumes, so they would have a little bit of texture in them. Here we go. It's not looking too bad. And compared to the pencil crayons, which I do love, you know, they're one of my favourite mediums for working with. And they're so nice to blend. I think felt tip pens are really hard. There's very little blending you can do with a felt tip pen. But they will give you more intense colour, as we can see here from Superman, which is good. Then we do his arm, same way. So it would be quicker to do them, you know, how you would normally colour in. This will just give you a much neater colour. A little bit there that I missed out. And then we do this arm here. From the top and work our way in. I'm going to switch direction because it's more comfortable. I missed a bit here. So a little bit of overlap, that's fine. Speed it up as we come to the last little bit. There's our Superman done. red next. So I will do his underwear because that's the smallest part. That's tiny. And then let's do his boots in much the same way. This is a smaller area so we can be a bit quicker. Same on the other side. Bottom part of the boots, and we are done. Let's do the outside of the cape. Smaller areas are the easiest ones to do, so you could just colour them in as normal. I am going to do this line here, which is a little bit tricky. And the reason why it's kind of nice to do these smaller areas with as much detail as you can in terms of using the point of the pen is so that you don't mix it in with the black, because sometimes the black felt tip pens is the strongest colour, the darkest colour, so it can mix in with the red, which makes it look a little bit dirty, and we want them to be really vibrant and bright. Another way around that would be to have a go at filling the colours in first when you've done your pencil outline, and then do the outline till last. I do that when I'm painting with proper paints. So let's see, I've just got a few little bits that I missed here, and we need to do these belt buckle. And of course the S on his chest, which is red. Now this I may have to do slightly differently. Let's colour that in as we would normal because it's a curvy shape. I need to be really careful as I go around these parts. These pens I bought are wonderful. They're Sharpie ones, and I think I got them from Amazon. They come in some amazing colours, but they are permanent markers. So they tend not to bleed or fade as much. They're really good, very, very good pens. Let's put the red back, and let's get out my yellow. You need to be very careful with the yellow because this will get dirty if it touches too much black. So very carefully. Fill in the belt and also the inside of the symbol, the inside of the S. Being super careful to not get that onto the red so that we make orange. A little bit there. I think we're going to have to miss that part out. Now I'm going to switch over to the other black pen. I don't know if this has got enough ink in it, has it? No. Let's use the pen I had yesterday. Because his hair was almost running out, so if I'm careful and do it very, very lightly, I can colour in his hair with a larger pen. So bigger marker pens are really good for this sort of thing. Let's do these little round bits of hair. This is the biggest part, the largest area that I've got. And we'll leave his, they call this a kiss curl. little part of his hair, and we'll leave that and do that with a different pen. I can feel the ink draining away from here. So I'll do this lightly and get as much done as I can before it runs out, and then I will swap it with the other pen. Let's do this little part here. And now I'm going to have to swap over and use this one here, which is going to be a lot blacker, I guess. So here I will quickly go over that. And you can see what I mean about when you colour in normally, as I did with the pencil crayons, you see these lines where they connect. When we do his body, we don't see them. But you can just go over it again to make it darker. And that will hopefully eliminate some of these. Let's do the outside of the hair. It depends how much of a perfectionist you are. Sometimes it's good just to get the colour down. Just a little bit of hair there. Let's do a little kiss curl while I'm here. Almost done, so nice and light, don't press too hard, you don't want to waste all the ink. And what I'm doing on my pen is making sure that I'm turning it a little bit each time, because this is a large area and the pen tends to go a little bit drier if you just use one side. So switching it around gives you the colour you want, makes it stronger. Phew, just enough time, just enough ink. So I'm going to leave Superman's face for the time being. Let's move on to Wonder Woman and get her done in much the same way. So we do the red first for the body. Just even out around the logo. Nice and even around the smaller parts. And then we do the line technique again. Speed it up as you get closer, and then we just fill it in here. The other parts that are red are the boots. So here we can be a little bit more scribbly. It's a really small area, so it's not going to show if we do more of a scribbly motion. Fill in these boots, and we leave the line white. That's our signature boot. I need to do the star on the tiara in red. You can just scribble that in. Oh, I've just realised that Wonder Woman's got black hair. All the red parts. I'm going to do the gold parts next. So the gold is in the symbol that goes on the chest. So this is the first W. Again, trying to avoid the black. It's going to be fiddly. do the next part, because that's smaller, and then the bottom half here. And then the same with the belt. It's nice and strong and vibrant yellow. And also the tiara. Nice and vibrant. Yellow is such a lovely colour against red. We did a little bit of that yesterday with the graffiti design. Same kind of colour schemes. There we go, Wonder Woman, you have got those done. Now we need to do her magic lasso, which tends to glow, hence the way I've drawn it here. And what I'm going to do is mix the mediums here, so potentially make that lighter by filling in the inside with a pencil crayon as opposed to a felt tip pen. Now let's use the blue, switch over to do this part of her skirt, and we have to remember to get the star in as well, which is a bit tricky because they're very small. So I'm just using the tip of the felt tip pen. Blue is a very strong colour. Just carefully outline the star. And here's the last one. Now, there's one other thing that Wonder Woman has that we haven't done, and I may have to switch over to a different felt tip pen, and that are the wristbands, or they are the wristbands I should say. So they're grey. Now this felt tip pen has a finer tip, which may help me, because what I'm going to do is try and make that look a bit more metallic. So I'm just going to do this in lines, exactly like that. So you just do one part in thick grey, and another few parts in thin grey, and then another part in thick, and that will give it more of a metallic-y feel. Now I am dreading coming up to colouring in her hair again. Let's see if there's enough juice in this little pen here to at least start off her hair. If we scribble it and get that nice and black. And I want her to have strong hair, super inky jet black, just like Superman. So let's just do that around his costume, and around Wonder Woman's elbow. And again, don't press too hard with your felt tip pen. Keep that motion nice and light. Don't grip it too hard. Always have it really nice and light. The fingers, these two fingers should be holding it, these ones just to support you. There we have it, around the hand, there's the arm, that's all good. Let's do this bottom piece of hair. Around the arm. Fill this part in. Just take the small sections, just to make sure we have enough ink. Now if you were using paints at home, you would have no problem. Paints, you have more control with the paints. There's a lot more of them. So acrylics would be really good for this if you have acrylic paints. felt tip pen is doing okay. I'm not sure if we will have enough black to do all of her hair, but fingers crossed. If not, we can switch over to a trusty pencil crayon and get that looking really black. These little parts here, show the shape of the hair, little textured parts. And then just around the tiara, like so. Just get that a little bit better. Okay, it's doing all right. It's lasting quite well. Let's see if we can do this large part of hair. A little bit at a time. Just a little bit of hair. Doing okay. We may just have enough black ink in this pen to finish Wonder Woman's hair. And luckily, none of the other heroes have black hair. Spider-Man's got his mask on, thankfully. Most superheroes do wear like a mask or a cowl. If you look at Batman, that would have been a good one to do. However, Batman's costume was black, so we'd have been, or I'd have been in the same situation. Okay, Wonder Woman, we are nearly done with your hair. And I think I'm going to have enough ink just to smooth over the areas that look a bit too scribbly and get them looking jet black. So here we'll just give this another layer just so it's more solid, and we'll keep the direction trying to go all one way as opposed to different directions. That will just smooth that out, especially at the top part here and around this part here. That went a bit dry. Phew! You did good, pen. Right, let's keep you somewhere safe. Star's boots. Obviously we have the skin to do. Now, I'm not going to do the skin in a felt tip pen. Right, I'm going to do the skin using my pencil crayon. So let's start by doing the skin on Wonder Woman's leg. And I am going to be pressing down quite firm on this so we get a solid colour. Do the arm. And then the hand. I think because the bodies are so vibrant, if we're going to switch over to a pencil crayon, let's try and make that colour as solid as possible. So again, smaller strokes. And pressing down a little bit harder. And you can still employ some of the effects we've been doing and making some areas even darker and some a little bit lighter, just to add dimension to your character. But I think she's looking good here. So we've yet to fill in her eyelashes and that little bit of hair. I've just seen that. Let's get her face and body done first. Making sure that's nice and even and that you're happy with it. There we go. Around the eye, keep that white. And around the lips, which I need to fill in. Around this area, where her gold logo is. Get that nice and solid here. Make sure that's a lot darker. Darker around the eye. So you saw I just drew the line here just so that I can keep the whites of the eye. We did Wonder Woman's eye, it's very different to Superman's. Just fill in those little parts here. This needs a bit of colour, try not to have any white showing. And then lastly we've got this little section here. Let's just do that. And just perfect that around the mouth area. Let's get my black pen and do the areas that we didn't do. So there's these little parts here, a little curl, and we need to do the lashes. Let's get those filled in, nice and jet black. And the bottom lashes too. And let's give her a nice red lipstick. Leave that a little bit of white there to make it look a little bit glossy. And the same on the bottom. And have a little bit of white to make the lip look glossy. I am going to use a tiny bit of a brown pencil just to shade around her eye, almost like a little bit of makeup. That's a little bit of my old career coming back in. I used to be I still am a makeup artist. And we will give her lightly just scribble, just to give her a little rosy cheek. Like so. And we need to do the yellow, don't we? The inside of the lasso. So press nice and firm on that. Don't worry about leaving a few little gaps here. I think that's gonna make the lasso look like a lasso, like it has a separate parts to it. So let's go on to Superman. Let's do his face and hands. Just colour those in that nice flesh colour. Do the other hand. I can see Spider-Man patiently waiting here. We're almost done with these guys. So let's do Superman's face. Nice and strong at the ear. Nice and strong at this ear as well. And let's colour this down. Getting that a really good strong colour. Same here. Around the eye. Definitely dark around this hairline. So press nice and firm around the kiss curl. And here. Darker around the eye, the under part of the eye. We can get a little bit lighter as we do the top of the mouth. There we go. And a little bit lighter as we go into the centre of Superman's face. Darker on that area. Just leaning to give myself a little bit of support. Check that that's as perfect as you want it. And that is. Now let's move on to Spider-Man. So we need to get the two colours for him. So as we did with Superman, he's red and blue. And it's nice that we've got these characters together because they're all the same kind of colour scheme. So Spider-Man, the largest part of him is red. So let's start with that first. So nice and carefully, so we get that looking really super smooth. We can do the line techniques, going down into the body. Let's switch over and just do this little belt, so that we're connecting the two together. And a nice even stroke. As close to the spider as we can get it, our unfinished spider. Nice light strokes. And let's do that little part of the belt. Looking good. Now I have to be careful not to lean on these. I don't want to smudge them. So just carefully support. Use my little finger to lift up my hand to give me a little bit of support as we do into the little tricky areas. Normally I would just turn the paper, but I can't do that because it will mean having to move the camera. But this is good. See that because I'm doing a different part, I'm going up now instead of going down. That's just because this feels more comfortable to me as I switch from the left side to the right side. And you'll now see what I mean when I said about going all one way. So as I switch, just to make myself comfortable, you can see there's a line here where the two meet each other. I'm hoping, because of the uniqueness of Spider-Man's costume, that when we do the webbing, you're not going to see a single thing. So let's just come around and just do that top part. Again, I can use my little strokes here to change the angle slightly. Nice and even. And all the way across. Let's do the arms next. So this little part here is red. I don't have to do the lines because it's a really small area to colour in. And very quickly do the arm bit, the little fingers. I do not colour over the black because that would spoil it and make it look too dirty. Let's do the boot on this side. And boot on this side. Oops. Over a little bit. And the arm detail on this side. Into his glove. To the fingers again, thumb out. And then carefully fill in the palm of his hand. Do one finger. Another finger that's folded down. And that's all our red parts done on Spider-Man. Let's do the blue. So very carefully, start on this side this time, we do the blue. And here we go again. Blue for the body. And let's actually do the leg. We'll stick to all one side. Right up to the belt. Do the leg. Number 2. Again, I find that because we've been doing this for a while now, the more I colour in, the more therapeutic I find it. I get really engrossed in the drawing. I find it quite calming and relaxing when I'm colouring in and trying to get everything looking so perfect. And then the last arm, and we are finished with Superman's body colour. And here comes the best part of Spider-Man. It's one of the reasons why I think he's one of the coolest superheroes, is because of his webbing that he has on his costume. So we are going to put that in. We're going to have a line here, and a line here, a line on the inner part of the eye, and a line down the middle. And then we do another line here and here, here and here, and then we start to bend this way. So curve your line down, curve, 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 and then the same inwards here. Now we have to then start to curve it out for this body part. And then we can add in some more lines here, 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 and a little line on the belt, belt, belt. And then smaller lines on the outside of the arm. And again, they've always got a little curve to them. And then the same, we need to do the straight lines. 3 of those, 1, 2, 3. That one you can barely see. Now for the fingers, we just do small little curved lines on each one of the fingers. We leave the palm completely free. So that just stays red. See, he's starting to take shape. Let's do the lines here, and they will have a little bit of a bend because we're doing it onto the round of the boots. Now, here comes the cool part. So we do the webbing in between, just like a spider web. 1, and this curves upwards. So very, very carefully, you do the webbing wherever you can get it. It will disappear on some parts and appear on others, because things like the eye shape gets in the way. Here we go, and then we do it on the chest part, the little curves. And these ones are curving down. And one line on each part of the belt. Boots the same, curve down. Bigger webbing for the bottom of the shoe, the bottom of the boot, and then we need the glove on this hand. And that is our little Spider-Man. Just to neaten him up, what I'm going to do is a slightly thicker outline on that boots, just to tidy that up a little bit because I went over with the red. And I also need to do the spider legs, 2 at the top, and then 2 at the bottom, with one of the legs being really long. Make sure you can see these. You might have to go over them again a few times just so that you can actually see the little spider there. Let's colour in his eyes to make those blacker. And Spider-Man is not going to be complete unless he is shooting out some web. So I am going to use my grey pen, my grey Belcher pen, and just have him shooting out some of his webs. And the same here. And that is exactly the same as we did with his webbing on his body. That's just to give him a little bit more fun and play around with him. Let's just give him a little bit of shade on his eye using the grey. And they are our 3 fun H for Hero characters. I will just fill it in. Yes, let's do it in red. Why not? H for Heroes, which is my fun take on doing the superheroes. And you know, when you do this, try different characters, whoever your favourite superhero is. You know, like Black Panther, Iron Man, the X-Men. You could do as many of these as you like. You could even do 1 per piece of paper. So you build up a whole collection of your own special little superheroes. I do hope you've enjoyed today's session. We'll be on to a new topic tomorrow, so hopefully you'll all join me then. Take care for now. Bye.